Hello, you're here a little earlier than expected. Your hair appointment got cancelled at the last minute. Well, honestly, I think that your hair looks amazing just the way that it is, but you know, if it's bothering you or you just want like a little bit trimmed off the top, I could definitely do that for you. We have plenty of time. Yeah, no, just take a seat. I'll grab some scissors and like a towel and a couple of things, and I will fix you right up. All right, here, go sit down. I'll get everything ready. All right. So you just want like a little bit taken off the top, right? It doesn't look like you need that much, honestly. So I got a towel. I'm just gonna put this around you so you don't got a bunch of loose hairs all over your clothes. It's so itchy when that happens. It's like the worst feeling. Oh, I know. I can't stand that. I can't stand being itchy. Alright, so let me just drape this. Around you. Alright. Perfect. And then I have two different kinds of combs to comb your hair with. I got this one. It's more of a brush. Then this one's really good for cutting. Hold little small pieces to cut. So I have that. So then I have my scissors, which I'll be doing the actual cutting with. First, I'm gonna spritz your hair with just a little water. It's just a little easier cutting things when they're wet. So I'll do that first. And then when we're all done, I have a brush to brush any loose hairs off of you that might have fallen on your face, or your neck, or your shoulders. And then last but not least, I have some styling paste. So this will just kind of, help hold the style in place. It's just a little texturizing paste. And it doesn't look, like your hair is super done, like the way like a gel would. It's just gonna hold it in place, but it's gonna look very natural, very effortless, which is the look that we are going for. All right, so before we get started, are you hungry at all? I have some raw almonds if you just want like a little snack before we go out. Now I'll just open these up and I'll just leave them right here on the table. So if you're hungry, feel free to partake. What's mine is yours. Alright, so these are right over here whenever you're ready. Some water over here for you as well. Put that over there so you're nice and comfortable. Alright, wonderful. So let's get this party started, okay? Alright, so we're ready to do this. It's been a hot minute since I've given someone a haircut. It's gonna be kind of fun. Alright, so I'm going to start off. I'm going to spritz a little of this on your hair and then cover your eyes. I don't want to spritz you right in the face. that would not be relaxing. I just want to get it, you know, all saturated in there. It's just easier to work with when the hair is kind of wet. Let's see here. Alright, we're getting there. We're halfway there. It's damp, but we still need just a little bit. Just a little bit more. Okay. Alright, I can work with this. Alright, so I'm just gonna comb it through now. You know, it's good to actually like stimulate the scalp. When you're brushing your hair, you kind of want to like drag the brush like along your scalp. It's gonna stimulate your hair follicles. It's really good for hair growth and for, you know, preventing hair loss actually. Like a good scalp massage is really important when you're washing your hair. Try to give yourself just like a really good scalp massage for like a minute or so. It's just gonna really stimulate your hair follicles, which is gonna encourage hair growth. Yeah, just dropping some knowledge on you. Okay, so now let's get down to business. Alright, I'm just gonna pull this forward. So, how'd you sleep last night? Are you tired? Yeah, I'm a little tired today too. I was having some weird, hold on, just like holding your head just like that. Okay, great. I was having some weird dreams last night. Yeah. Have you ever heard of this book called The Art of Dreaming? Oh, it's interesting. I read it in college actually. It is by this guy. His name is Carlos Castaneda. And I'm just gonna go around your ears here. He kind of teaches you how to do lucid dreaming. Have you ever heard of that? So lucid dreaming is when you're asleep and you're dreaming, but you are aware of the fact that you are asleep. And according to him, there are ways that we can start to control our dreams. And it's almost like a muscle that you can develop where you can get better and better at controlling your dreams. So there's certain techniques that he kind of teaches you in this book to recognize the difference between being awake and being asleep. So there's certain things to look for when you're dreaming. I can't remember all of them, but I remember that one example would be, in a dream, you can never read the same thing twice. So if you read something in a dream and then you try to read it again like a moment later or a second later, it's always going to say something different. It's always going to keep changing. So that could be like a tip off to you when that happens. Oh, I'm not actually awake. I'm dreaming. Another example would be like a clock. A clock's never going to say the same time twice. So if you're in a dream and you're trying to look at your watch, or you're trying to look at, a clock on a wall, whether it's digital or it's always going to keep changing. It's never going to stay the same time. So that's another clue that you're dreaming. So there's these little strategies. It's been a while since I read it, but there's a bunch of little strategies for you to look for and to know, okay, I'm in my dream now, and now I'm going to take control over what's going on, and I'm going to have a little fun. So, you know, I've kind of been practicing this like on and off for a long time. Brush these hairs off of you. And I definitely have gotten to the point where if I recognize that I'm dreaming, that I'm able to kind of play around for a little bit and have a little fun in the dream. Just got some loose hairs right on your cheek here. Does that tickle? Just dust these off. Yeah, so I had an interesting one last night. I noticed that, you know, the time was changing on it. I'm gonna put some of this in your hair. So I noticed that the time kept changing, and I realized that I was asleep, and I was on this street, and it was like a street that looked kind of like a street that you would see in Paris or something, where there's a lot of like cafes and just, you know, people sitting on the sidewalk at tables eating, or people just walking down the street shopping. There was a lot of like hustle and bustle on the street. Start putting this in your hair. Yeah, just relax. And so I knew I was dreaming. Get this more on my fingers. A little of this goes a long way. So I knew I was dreaming, and I was walking down the street. It was really bizarre because it was if the people in the dream knew that I was like lucid dreaming. Like everyone was stopping what they were doing and just staring at me. People stopped eating. They stopped shopping. Everyone in the entire dream just stopped what they were doing. And they were all looking at me like I was some sort of imposter that wasn't supposed to be there. And it was very unnerving, actually. It was really bizarre. And it made me uncomfortable. And I ended up waking up from that dream. But it's just so interesting because it's happened to me a couple times, you know, where I realize that I'm asleep, and in the dream, you know, I try to manipulate it or do something that, you know, I would want to do, but the people in the dream don't like necessarily cooperate. It's really bizarre. Like you would think it's your dream, and people would just go along with whatever you want them to do, but it's not always the case. Like, for example, this one other time, I'm just kind of rubbing some of this stuff in my hair. I don't want to waste it. This one other time I was asleep, and I realized that I was dreaming. It's like a spot I see that I missed. Actually, I'm just going to just do a teeny bit by this one ear over here. I realized I was dreaming, and I was talking to this guy in the dream at the time, and I decided that I was gonna just kiss him. And his reaction was just like so bizarre. You know, I reached for him and I just kind of like spontaneously kissed him in the dream. And he like jumped back like he was scared, and had this kind of like shocked, horrified look on his face. And I don't know, it just struck me as so odd because, you know, here this is my dream, and I decided I wanted to kiss this person, and you would think that like the dream would just kind of go along with it. But no, it was like he still had his own sort of like awareness, and he was caught off guard that I did that. And then it just got like really awkward, and I ended up leaving, but I just thought that was such a weird reaction. It's an interesting book, though. I recommend reading it. I read it a really long time ago. So I don't remember all the details of it, but your hair looks nice. Yeah, I like it. It's really subtle. I just did a tiny bit. I'll have to get you a mirror so you can see it. I just took off a small amount, but it looks nice. Yeah, no, I do recommend reading the book when you get the chance. I would give you mine if I knew where it was. I'll have to go look through my garage and see if I can find it. Let me take this towel off of you. Do not need this anymore. So, do you want to go, like, grab a bite to eat? Do you want to go see a movie? What are you in the mood for? All right, yeah, that sounds fun. That would be different. It's always nice to do something a little off the beaten path. All right, so let me just put some shoes on and just put some of these things away really quickly, and we can be on our little merry way. No, honestly, it looks really good. It turned out nicely. I actually impressed myself. The old girl still got it. Yeah, no, it's been like quite a while since I attempted to cut someone's hair. I was a little nervous, but I didn't want to show it, but no, luckily it actually did turn out to look good. I was afraid it might be, a friendship ender, but I think you're gonna be happy when you go look at it. All right, well, I'm so glad I was able to help you out. So let me just go put my shoes on and put this stuff away, and we will get going.